Hello, welcome back to the brand new session of EC Council Certified Ethical Hacking Program. And in this session, we will discuss about the techniques used in information security control. Information security control prevent the occurrence of unwanted events and reduce risk to organizations' information assets. Right. So the basic security concepts critical to information on the internet are the confidentiality, integrity, and the availability. I hope you guys are aware about the same thing because we already discussed in the CSCU format and the ethical hacking as well. So the concepts related to the persons accessing the informations are authenticated, authorization, and non-repudiation. So information is the greatest assets of an organization. It must be secured using various policies, creating awareness, employing security mechanism, or by other means. So in information security controls, we are having the first point. See, we will quickly go through some basic points, right? So the first point is information assurance. So IA, or you can say information assurance, refers to the assurance of the integrity, availability, confidentiality, authenticity of the information and in information system during the uses, processing, storage, and transmissions of information. So, security experts accomplish information assurance with the help of physical, technical, and administrative controls, right? And information assurance and information risk management ensure that only authorized personnel access and use this information. So, this will help in achieving the information security and business continuity as well. So the next is continual adaptive security strategies, right? The adaptive security strategies prescribes that continuous predictions, preventions, and detection and the response actions must be taken to ensure comprehensive computer network defense. Right, so there are three or four things, like you can see the protection, detection, responding, predictions, right? So these kind of things which you can have a look into the continual adaptive security strategies. So these are the strategies, and these actions can be taken for the continual adaptive or security strategies, right? So you can just have a look into these four options. So the next point is defense in depth. So defense in depth is a security strategy in which security professionals use several protection layers throughout an information systems, right? And these strategies uses the military principle that is more difficult for an enemy to defeat a complex and multi-layered defense systems than to penetrate a single barrier. Defense in depth helps to prevent direct attacks against an information systems and its data, because a break in one layer only leads the attacker to the next layer. So if a hacker gains access to the systems, defense in depth minimize any adverse impact and gives administrators and engineers time to deploy new or updated countermeasures to prevent a recurrence of the intrusions. So you can see that this is a 7-layer protections where you can see the policies, procedures, and awareness, then physical layer, then perimeter, then internal network, host, application, and then data, right? So these are the 7-layer module. So yep, we can just have a look into that part. And this is known as defense in depth. Then next point is, what is risk? So risk refers to the degree of uncertainty or expectations of potential damage that an adverse event may cause to systems or its resources under specified conditions. Or maybe alternatively, risk can also be the responsibility, or you can say the probability of the occurrence of a threat or an event that will damage, cause loss to, or have other negative impact on the organizations, either from internal or external liabilities. So the possibilities of a threat acting upon an internal or external vulnerability and causing the harm to a resource, that is also be a risk, right? Because these are also known as risk. Again, the product of the likelihood that an event will occur and then impact that the event might have on information technology asset. So again, that may be a risk. So these are the risk, and you can see the risk levels and risk matrix as well on my screen right now. So there is no any rocket science, but yeah, you can just have a look into this slide, so you will get an exact clarity about these levels and matrix. So the next quick point is risk management. So risk management is the process, right? Of you can say risk management is the process of identifying, assessing, responding to the responding to and implementing the activities that control how the organization manages the potential effects of risk. So it has a prominent place throughout the security life cycle and is a continuous and ever increasing complex process. So the type of risk vary from organizations to organization, but the act of preparing a risk management plan is common to all the organizations. So you don't need to worry about it, right? So there are a lot of things which we need to just be careful about the risk management, and that is a phases which we can see on my screen right now: risk identification, risk assessment, risk treatment, risk tracking, and then risk review. So this is the process, or you can say there are some phases of the risk management, right? So we can just have a look into that part as well. So these are some quick points which I need to just mark on your mind, so that will be grateful, right? Because these are quick points which we are just having an overview about those points. Yes, then next is cyber threat intelligence. So, according to the Oxford Dictionary, a threat is defined as the possibility of a malicious attempt to damage or disrupt a computer network or a system. So, the threat is a potential occurrence of an undesired event that can eventually damage and interrupt the operational and functional activities of an organization. So, the threat can affect the integrity and the availability factors of an organizations. So the impact of threat is very great, and may affect the state of the physical IT assets in the organization. So the existence of the threats may be accidental or intentional, or due to the impact of some actions as well. So again, you can see that there are four types of threat intelligence, or in fact I can say the first, short term immediate use, or long term use, or you can say the high level or low level. So there are four. So yes, you can have a look into the graph, or it's not graph, but yeah, it's a kind of graph where you can see the high level and short term immediate use, and that is operational, and the technical, which is a low level, and high level but long term use, that is strategic, right? But long term use, low level, that is tactical, and short term immediate use and low level, that is technical. So this is the graph, or you can say the quadrant, which I have mentioned in my slide, so you can have a look into that part as well. So the next point is threat intelligence life cycle. So the threat intelligence life cycle is a continuous process of developing intelligence from raw data that supports organizations to develop defense mechanism through thought, emerging risk and threat. So the higher level executives of organizations will provide continuous support to the intelligence team, and obviously by evaluating and giving feedback at every stage. So this is a threat intelligence life cycle, and there are some five steps, or you can say the five phases in the threat intelligence life cycle. The first is planning and direction, right? So obviously the proper plan will be developed based on the strategic intelligence and requirement, right? In the first part, that is planning and direction. The second is collection, right, where the collect required data that satisfy the intelligence goal. The third, processing and exploitation, where obviously where we will process and exploit the attack. Then analysis and production, where we will analyze and product, or we will produce, or we will combine the information from phase 3 into the single entity, right? And then last five, the dissemination and integration, so where you will deliver the intelligence to the intended consumer at the different level. So this is threat intelligence life cycle. So the next point is threat modeling. So threat modeling is a risk assessment approach for analyzing the security of an application by capturing, organizing, and analyzing all the information that affects it. Then again, the threat model consists of three major building blocks: understanding the adversary perspective, characterizing the security of the system, and determining the threats. So every application should have a developed and documented threat model that should be revisited as the application evolves and deployment progress, right? So yes, these are the five phases, or you can say these are the five processes which you can have a look into that part. And the first is identify security objective, where you will get the help to determine how much efforts needs to be put towards the subsequent steps. The second is application overview, where you will identify the components and data flows and trust boundaries as well. The third is decompose the application, where you will get the help to find more relevant and more detailed threats. Then fourth will be the identify threats, where you will identify threats relevant to the control scenario and context using the information obtained in steps 2 and step 3. Again, where you will you will identify the weaknesses related to the threats found using the vulnerability categories, and that is the fifth process, and that is known as identify vulnerabilities. So that is all about the threat modeling. So the next quick point is incident management. So it is a set of defined process to identify, analyze, prioritize and resolve security incidents to restore the system to normal service operations as soon as possible and prevent recurrence of the incident as well. So it involves not only responding to incidents but also triggering alert to prevent potential risk and threats. So the security administrator must identify software that is open to attacks before someone takes advantage of vulnerabilities. So incident management includes vulnerability analysis, artifact analysis, security awareness training, intrusion detection, or public and technology monitoring as well. So these kind of things which we are having in our module, right? So again, the process is designed to improve the service quality, resolve problem proactively, reduce the impact of incidents on an organization or its businesses, and then again we need to meet service availability requirement, obviously, then increase the staff efficiency and productivity, improve user and customer satisfaction, and so on. So there are a lot of processes which we are designed to manage these kind of things, right? So yeah, that is all about the incident management. So the next point is incident handling and response. So incident handling and response is the process of taking organized and careful steps when reacting to a security incident or cyber attacks. So it is a set of procedures, actions and measures taken against an unexpected event occurring. So it involves logging, recording and resolving incidents that take place in the organization. So it notes the incident when it occurs, its impact and its cause. So it is the practice of managing the incident response processes such as preparation, detection, containment, irradiation and recover to overcome the impact of an incident quickly and efficiently. So the incident handling and response process are the important to provide a focused approach for restoring normal business operations as quickly as possible after an incident and with a minimal impact of the business. So this is the incident handling and response process. So there are some processes, right? In incident handling and response process, right? So there is a first process: preparation, incident recording and assignment, incident triage, then notifications, containment, evidence gathering and forensic analysis, eradication, recovery, post incident activities in which we are having incident documentation, impact assessment, review and revise policies, close the investigation and incident disclosure. So these kind of steps we are having in incident handling and response. Oh, yes, and that is a big point, the role of AI and ML in the cybersecurity. What is AI and ML? So machine learning for ML and artificial intelligence for AI. So these are now popularly used across various industries and application due to the increase in computer power, data collection, and storage capabilities as well. So, along with technological advancement in AI, such as self-driving cars or language translators and big data, there is also a rise in threat such as ransomware, botnets, malware, phishing. So, using AI and ML in cybersecurity helps to identify new exploits and weakness which can be easily analyzed to mitigate further attacks. So it reduces the pressure on security professionals and alerts them whenever an action will be needed, right? So these are the AI and ML threats. So yep, you can just have a look into that part. So yeah, this is a role of AI and ML in cybersecurity. But yeah, you need to just be careful that there is a machine learning classifications which I have gave you in my slide, that unsupervised and supervised, in which you will see the dimensionality reduction and clustering, whereas in supervised learning you will see the classifications and regression, right? So we will discuss in when we will when we will go through the IoT or something like those kind of modules in our session. So yes, we will go deeply in these particular topics, don't worry about that. But the most important question is, how do AI ML prevent cyber attacks, right? So the artificial intelligence and with it machine learning is an emerging technologies in these fields of cybersecurity. So it is widely adopted by large scale industries such as automation, IT services, manufacturing, production, and finance. So artificial intelligence plays a crucial role in detecting or detecting the imminent cyber threats by incorporate machine learning as a subset. So, there are different ways that AI and ML safeguard industries from the cybersecurity attacks, like password protection and authentication, phishing detection and prevention, threat detection, vulnerability management, behavioral analytics, network security, AI-based antivirus, fraud detection, then botnet detection, AI to combat AI threats. So, these are the basic important stuff which we will need to just be careful about these kind of topics in that how do AI and ML prevent the cyber attacks. So yeah, these are the basic bullet points. We will just go into the deeply manner, but yeah, for as of now we are just having a overview part. So in this session, we discussed about the information security controls, that is information assurance, continual adaptive security strategies, or maybe defensive in depth, risk management, threat intelligence life cycle, or maybe modeling, incident management, or maybe handling and response, role of AI and ML in cybersecurity, and how do AI and ML prevent these cyber attacks. In the next session, we will discuss about the security laws and standards, and that will be the last topic of module 1.